We are finally ready now. The much anticipated matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Super Bowl 37.
They couldn't catch another shit. Cannons like the loaded, so it's time to flip the script. Cruising through the bay on that Buccaneer battleship, sold up, screaming out, so Buck, what you heard? So Buck, what you heard? So Buck, what you heard? So Buck, what you heard?
All right, welcome back to Buck What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buck What You Heard. You follow me, I'll follow you back. And of course, we have the Buccateers here. Unfortunately, my man Tones is on vacation, living his best life, hanging out with the boys. We try not to burn the house down while he's gone, but we're going to have some fun. I'm joined by my co-host. I'm going to start out with you, Huncho. How you been, man?
I'm good. You know, I'm here blessed to see another day and kick it with my bros.
That's what it's all about, man. This is an exciting time of the year, man, with the draft coming up. So I'm glad to chop it up with you guys, and we're definitely going to get into this. And second guest, and he's co-host, guy. We can't do the show without him. J-lo, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. Good, man. Happy draft week, man.
Hey, draft week. You gotta love it. Hey, who remembers the time when we dreaded the draft because you knew that our general manager back in the old general manager was going to draft somebody crazy? So it's good. It's good to see where we are right now. It's good to be where we are. You look at the team, how the team is built up, and the draft picks that have been going on. I'm going to go back to 2018. Let's start there. What we've seen is a progression of gathering these picks, and they've been really good picks to where we haven't really had to go out to free agency. We've had to more or less worry about re-signing our own guys. And to me, that's where you want your team, is where you're having to re-sign your players. You're not going out looking for other players that you don't know if they're going to fit in or they're going to work or not. So I love where we are, and I'm gonna start with you, J-lo. What's going on? What are your thoughts, going into this draft, and just kind of going around the NFC South with some of the other things that are going on?
No, it's very interesting because a report came out that the Falcons might take Michael Penix at number 8, which is wild to me because if you're gonna take Michael Penix, you trade down and get more draft stock on the Atlanta side. So that's gonna be interesting. To me, New Orleans, they're going to go offensive lineman. You got to build your offensive line up. I feel like Carr got beat up last year with a beat-up offensive line. And as far as Carolina, they got a long way to go. No first-round pick. They're going to have to really make some moves in the second, third round, make some better choices. We'll see. As far as we go, I mean, we're looking at possibly either taking the best man on the board or maybe trading down. We could trade up, but I just don't see Jason Light trading up like that. We just don't have enough draft capital to start to trade up. So if you ask me, if the best man's on the board, which I think we'll take them. If not, we trade back a little bit, get a 4th or 5th round pick extra, and just keep building up, man. That's what's great about Jason Light, man. He's the best at it, to me, if you ask me.
There you go, Huncho.
Yeah, man. It's around this time. I mean, everybody has their speculations on who's going to draft who and what player wants to go and where they're going to go. And every time when the draft comes, you never know who's going to go where and what team is going to trade up and how it's going to shake out. And that's what I find most interesting about the draft, because we have our minds and we think this player is high on the board. But then, like last year, I guarantee nobody's seen the Kalijah Kancey pick coming our way.
Nobody.
You get what I'm saying? So when you have those type of things, that makes it exciting for the draft, because you never know how the actual GMs and the scouts view these players versus the fans and the people, armchair GMs. So I'm excited to see who pulls some strings and who goes where and what surprises happen draft day. Thank you, J-lo. Thank you, Huncho. As we were talking about,
what's going on within the NFL. I'm going to kind of step back out to the NFC South. And New Orleans is in a bad way, and I don't care what nobody can convince me otherwise. They're still a competitive team. They can come in and cause problems, but as far as them being dominant and getting to the playoffs, I just don't see it. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of disarray, uh, a lot of question marks behind the head coach. And we can go back to the last game for the Saints and Jameis Winston calling his own number and running a play that had nothing to do with what the coach was wanting to do. I mean, he does not have the respect of this team. He doesn't have control of this team. And so that right there presents a problem, number one. Number two, they're in salary cap hell, which they stay in salary cap hell. And it's just hard to advance your team when you're having to get this money out. You're having to move contracts. It's robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then you're continuously having these problems year after year after year. And that's one thing I can say that I respect about our general manager who went out, Tom Brady. That credit card bill came up, it paid it off.
Right.
Got out of it. And look where we are now. We have a lot more salary cap room here. I mean, I haven't heard anybody say, how are we going to afford to pay our draft picks? Because you know what? We've got the cap room to take care of it right now. So that's not a problem. But I look at some of these teams and how they've managed things. And again, outside of Carolina, maybe, I look at how irresponsible the Saints are with their money, their salary cap. I look at the Atlanta Falcons, those idiots who they're tampering with a quarterback that they didn't have to because nobody's going out of their way for that guy. I'm sorry. Kirk Cousins, I understand that people want Kirk Cousins. I think if Atlanta really wanted to, they were going to do this, and he was going to come to Atlanta, and that was just going to be a thing anyway. They didn't have to do what they did. And here you are. It's affecting your draft capital right there. So
Atlanta's thirsty, Gene.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after what happened to them on I keep saying 328, that Super Bowl, they have not recovered from that Super Bowl loss, and they're still in turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we're talking about a new GM, a new quarterback, and just so many new pieces that they're still in the same situation where they were. So again, they're desperate to get back into relevancy, and we'll see how it goes. I hope they never do, but that's just me. Carolina, they rolled the dice and took an inexperienced offensive coordinator, brought him in and gave him the keys to the Beamer and said, "Hey, here you go. Let's go. Let's see what you got." So it's going to be interesting in the NFC South. And I really like the consistency. I like where Tampa is, and I'm very comfortable, kind of going into this draft. What do you guys think?
Me, personally, you want me to go first, JL?
No, go ahead, Huncho. Go ahead, bro.
Personally, how I feel, I just like to give a big kudos to Jason Light by making those moves to bring in actual Tom Brady to come in and the players that he brought in with Tom Brady, and to manage that money and come up with ways to stretch money that we've never heard of it or probably were familiar with, to get these players here signed and to even have so-called a down year last year and still push forward and make a pretty good run in the playoffs. It was all good. You don't see the damage from the money being done with Jason Light, and he still brings in good, impactful players. He's re-signing the key players that's testing free agency, and I don't think he's done. And he's a hell of a drafter, so you can't never think you're out of the loop with Jason Light, because even with his draft picks, I mean, last year I can say that's probably one of the best drafts we had from round one on out. You get what I'm saying? A lot of those guys came in and they stepped up and they were key contributors in year one. And you got to be thankful with a guy like Jason Light and Jackie and all these guys in the organization that can make this money move around so it doesn't hinder us in the future.
Jeremy, I'm sorry, my bad.
Want me to go again? I'll go again.
J-lo, go ahead.
Nah, I mean, well said, Huncho. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel we get the best general manager in the NFL as far as cap, room manager. He's got a great team. He's done a great job. And even when he makes those bad draft hits, he makes up for it. He'll go draft the very next player, then the very next year, and he pans out. And let's not forget, I mean, he started off really rough. A lot of fans did not like him. A lot of fans hated on him. They wanted him out probably after 2018 season. Like, oh, this guy don't know what he's doing. Get him out of here. And then look what happened. He flipped the switch. He got Bruce Arians out of retirement. He brought Tom Brady, one of the greatest players to play the game, whether we like it or not. He came here under Jason Light and Bruce Arians. So really, Jason Light is the man. He will make the best decisions possible to get this team over the top. And applaud him for what he's done this past offseason. Bringing back Mike Evans, who we all thought was uncertain if he was going to come back or not. And look what happened. Him and Mike have a very close relationship, which you got to appreciate. Because some players hate their general manager. They do. And that's why it doesn't work out. When you got a guy like Jason Light, to me, who's a very family-oriented guy, why would you not want to go play for a guy like that? Why would you not want to go talk to him and negotiate and see what you got in him? And as far as the draft goes, this could be probably the best draft he's probably going to put together in his tenure as a Buccaneer GM. That's my opinion on Jason Light.
So many options. I want to take a moment to, shout out to the chat. Christopher Cole, Jonas Steckler, Corey Fleming, how you doing? Bud Cannibalist, of course, the OG Bud Cannibalist. Emily Compa, hanging out here and, talking with us and talking football. And I want to get you guys' ideas. What do you think about the draft? Do they go wide receiver? Do they go offensive line, defensive line? What do you guys think? I'd love to read some of this off to share with everybody. So, just right now, I'm glad that you had mentioned that, J-Lo. I'm going to actually start this off. I'm going to kick this off with you. And I know you had wanted to talk a little bit about the Bucs draft, and we're going to do some fun stuff tonight, trust me. But I did want to kick this off because you had talked about making some moves that you felt like make sense, and I'll let you go ahead and take it from there and just kind of let us know what you were thinking or what your draft strategy would be.
Thank you, Gene. Basically, to me, the two trade people possibly out. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just speculating, okay? Just so whoever's watching it can understand. Just speculation. If the Bucs were to go interior offensive line in the first or second round, you would think Hainsey could be a trade casualty to trade in order to get up in the fourth or fifth round because I think he's worthy of it because he's had certain experience. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if the Bucs were to get JPJ, then obviously Hainsey could be the odd man out because he added between a guard and a center in the free agent market who are going to compete for the job. So you figure the room could be full, but you're not going to have enough linemen as far as Robert Hainsey goes. But to me, I feel like this is going to be an edge D lineman first-round pick, in my opinion. I feel like Barton's not going to be there, and I feel like they're not going to take JPJ with the 26th pick. With that being said, if they were to grab another edge rusher, whether it's in the first or second round, you can either go those top three we've been talking about, Latu, Verse, or even Dallas Turner, who I think will not be the first one taken, in my opinion. But if you get one of those guys, so you figure you already got a full depth of Anthony Nelson, who's still here. You brought in Randy Gregory. Not saying he's going to be the savior, but you look at the depth pieces. So I'm thinking, okay, in the third round, maybe there's a guy you might want. So why not offer JTS to trade up and go grab one of those key players you're looking for on defense? So that's why I put out there that they could be trade casualties, but maybe not. But if you're going to trade up in the third or second round, they could be key pieces to trade up with, in my opinion.
I did have a question for you. You had mentioned Randy Gregory. How does he fit into this Bucs defense? I mean, with his productivity, what we've seen from him over the last couple of years, how does he fit into the Bucs defense?
Well, first of all, last season was his first, full healthy season in a long time. To me, he got experience, continuity with the linebackers coach and George Edwards. And I feel like he can bring a veteran presence in there. Maybe not pull a Shaq Bear and get double-digit stats, but maybe be a guy who can come and tutor these young guys in the locker room. Like you got Diaby, you got Jose Ramirez, who I think is going to be a big part of this defense if he stays healthy. And then you got Watts as well. So I had Randy Gregory on a cheaper contract who could come in there and maybe start at first, depending who we get in the draft, but he's just going to be a good role player, and that's what you want in this defense. You want some experience, you want continuity with the coaching staff, who Edwards, I think, brought the best out of Gregory when he was in Dallas. So that's my opinion on Randy Gregory. I feel like he's going to be a good contributor, a good role player that we can have on third down, maybe even second down, depending on where the yardage is at.
Okay. And with the loss of Shaq, a lot of people did, they were kind of low on Shaq Barrett as he was going out. I love Shaq Barrett. I mean, he was one of my favorite pickups that Jason Light has had so far. And when you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how that defensive line has looked and how it's evolved from 2014 to where it is now, I mean, he is a huge reason the Bucs were able to do what they did in 2020 and win that Super Bowl. So, I'm going to ask you, Huncho. I'm going to start with you. How do you upgrade that? I mean, is there a linebacker? Is there a defensive lineman, an edge rusher that you could go from 26 up and trade up to possibly get, or do you just wait and you go next player on the board, or best player on the board, I should say?
I'm definitely far as in Randy Gregory, and that's it. I got to talk about that a little later. But far as Randy Gregory, he's more so like you say. He plays best when he's rotating and he's not playing as many snaps and getting all those high number snaps. He plays better when he's being a rotational guy. So with that being said, and the loss of Shaquille Barrett, which we all love and respect, and I think you have to replace him with a key starter, and you got guys like everybody want Latu, I can't pronounce the name, whatever, but Latu from UCLA, and he might not actually be there on the board. You got guys like Chop Robertson, you don't know where he's gonna fall at, and Dallas Turner from Alabama. These guys, if they're still on the board, you have to take that type of talent and bring him in. And if not, then if we go another direction, post draft, you can go in free agency and dip. It's still some good key guys still out there that you can go and sign. But looking for productivity, I think you're going to need a high volume guy to come in and step in that can play those high snaps and get you production. Shaq last year was not his best year, but if we can get a guy that can play, say like Shaq's breakout year or close to it, and you rotate that with Randy Gregory, then we're cooking. You get what I'm saying? When you have Kalijah Kancey, you got Logan Hall coming in, you got Yaya Diaby. These guys have so much upside. So wherever you go, I feel like it's beneficial for the team in the D line. So with that being said, I in my prediction, I have them going with the defensive end in the first round. So which one, I'm not sure.
What's interesting, I'm glad you said that. I'm looking at all the injuries. My man 50,000 Watts, we saw flashes from him, and I would love to see him out there and see what he can do. Yaya Diaby, Kalijah Kancey did not play enough to where the majority, your average fan, would identify him as really being that good move. But I think that he's one of the guys that I'm looking at this year that I want to see what he's going to do. I believe he's kind of replaced Devin White. He's that guy that I'm like, I saw what he did, I saw his productivity. I want to see what he's going to do now. What is he going to come out and show us? Because I know that it's going to be good, whatever it is. So what I'm loving about these Bucs drafts is they're addressing the trenches, and they're hitting on players that are in the trenches, and that's what's important to me. I mean, you look at Cody Mock on the offensive side of the board. He's a guy that a lot of people are like, oh, why you get him? He's from a small school. What's he going to do? and he's come in and shown himself that he's adjusted to the speed of the game, and he's continued to get better throughout the season to where I thought that he had a great season going into that last game, even against Detroit. I thought he had a great game. So players like that, I'm excited about, and I'm excited that Tampa has not just said, you know what, we're going to sit back, we're going to get a bunch of wide receivers, we're going to get a whole bunch of running backs. They've addressed the trenches, and they've got players that have been able to come in and contribute. So well, except for Logan Hall, we'll see how that all turns out. But for the most part, everybody else has really done an amazing job. And Huncho, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish what you were saying in this segment, because I didn't mean to hijack it, but I just wanted to kind of get that in there. But yeah, go right ahead.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much it. You took the icing and cake with the Logan Hall, what we don't know what we have, and that just and he's not the only one. With you got JTS also, you got Joe Tryon Sharinka. He's another guy that's been there and showed flashes, but have not, you know what I'm saying, really solidified his spot. That's why Yaya stepped in and took his spot. So right. I mean, we're hitting on guys, but they're looking like rotational guys. So I want to start, if we are higher rounds, I want us to grab a for sure guy like we did last year with Kalijah Kancey that came in and produced, and Sarache Dennis. We really didn't get quite to see what
another injury guy.
You get what I'm saying? Because he was injured, and just to see those guys and what they can actually do with Jason Light, with Todd Bowles having another year with them. Granted, them being healthy and what they can produce.
Yeah, absolutely. J-Lo, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish your segment here. I didn't mean to hijack you.
Oh, you're good, Gene. No, but well said, Huncho. I mean, you can't go wrong with going in for an edge rusher or a D lineman like Kalijah Kancey. And Gene, to come out what you said, you gotta go in the trenches in the first or second round. You need to solidify the offensive line and the D line. So another prospect I want to throw out there, it's been thrown out there a lot, is Johnny Newton or Jason Newton, wherever he wants to go by, from Illinois. This guy's been making a lot of noise. Big guy, got some versatile speed. You put him on the edge, on the other side of the D line between Newton, Vita Vea, and Kalijah Kancey. How could you not want that on your trenches?
Who are you going to double team?
I'm saying one's going to take a double team. Or better yet, Gene, you put Newton in the middle, and you could put Vita Vea on the outside. Todd Bowles has to be creative and put some versatile players on on a defensive snap.
It's a scary thought.
I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with you, Huncho and Gene. You need to go in the trenches as far as first, second round goes, whether it's D lineman, edge, or interior offensive lineman. There's plenty of talent in this draft. You can go interior offensive lineman. At first, I kind of questioned it. I was like, JPJ, he's got to be the guy. But you know what? You don't have to go with him. You can trade down, get more draft picks, and go take a guy from a small school like a Mason McCormick, that Jason Light's keeping an eye on. He's a small school guy.
Right.
Throw him in there. So you never know. It all depends on the draft falls. And hopefully – knowing me, hopefully they don't trade out of it, because I want to see what the Bucs pick. Because years ago,
knowing Jason Light,
you're waiting for our pick to come up, and we trade out of it, and we take Logan Hall. So
Jason Light's going to do that. And like you said, like he's a small school guy, and that's what Jason Light. He can find good offensive linemen from small schools. So besides Tristan Wirfs, that's where he's made his bread and butter in the later rounds with Ali Marpet and Alex Kappa and guys like that we've bought in and actually gotten these guys produced to be NFL starters. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in. You could go, Jake. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I did want to take this question from Bud Cannibalist. Why does it seem like the fan base is kind of turned on Godwin with all the trade talks and moving on from him? I listen. When you see that, go ahead and mute him. But mute. There's a mute button on Twitter, and I call it Twitter. I don't call it X. On Twitter, there's what they call a mute button. And when you see somebody say something like that, go ahead and mute them. That's all you got to do. Problem solved.
Like I did Jameis Winston's name. I had to mute it because it got crazy that year.
And it's interesting. Not to get on a sidebar here, but Jameis Winston, now that he's gone from New Orleans, it's kind of, I'm like, okay, all right, let's see what he's doing. He does some goofy stuff, and I'm good with him now. But as long as he ain't up there dancing with them Saints bums or anything like that, I'm good with that. So I'm glad he's in Cleveland. I'm glad he's having fun. Hopefully, with Deshaun Watson, the best availability, you guys know that.
Right.
And I just don't see Deshaun Watson going a whole 17 games now, about to be 18. I don't see him making it through a whole season. So I think Jameis Winston will get an opportunity to see what he does, and should be interesting.
I'm just glad he's not in New Orleans no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I
can these jerseys.
Now I can actually root for the guy a little bit, and not hate on him, because believe me, I hated him. Yeah. I mean, I still kind of do, but
yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm just glad he's not in New Orleans. Now I can be a little easy on him, and be like, okay, you're in Cleveland, you're far away from us. Either way, you would have lost us anyway. You're 0-2, or I don't know how to say it, 0-1, whatever, because he got hurt in the first game. But at the end of the day, best of luck to him and his family in Cleveland. I think he will get an opportunity to play during the season, because Deshaun Watson is not Deshaun Watson. It's just your boy. It's just not the same what he used to be.
My goodness. I cannot believe Cleveland did that to themselves. Cleveland's going to
and gave us a big bill. Thank you.
Exactly. Look at Cleveland.
Your donation, Cleveland.
They're known for killing quarterbacks. That's all.
Exactly.
And it's no different from Johnny Manziel to Baker Mayfield, now Deshaun Watson. They get these quarterbacks and they just destroy them. So Jameis Winston, have fun.
Hey, I want to shout out Giovanni Zuzio. It looks like he's going to the Bucs draft party. Hey, Giovanni, whatever you do, you got to get us some pictures, man. If you're following me on Twitter, just DM me the pictures. I'll get them on the show here. I'd love to see, some of what's going on there, during the draft, and get everybody's reaction when they do make the pick. So get at me on Twitter, and I'll definitely make sure that the next show we have, we'll get these pictures up there so everybody can see them.
Not to cut you off, Gene, but I throw it out there. Those draft parties are fun. They really are. I've been to a couple of them between Mike Evans when he got picked, where all the Bucs fans were like, "Oh, get Johnny football, Johnny Manziel, blah blah blah." And in my head, I'm like, "There's no way they're taking that guy. They're taking Mike. You gotta go with Mike Evans." And sure enough, they did. I was there when they picked O.J. Howard. There was mixed feelings. A lot of Dalvin Cook fans there. They weren't too happy that we took him over Dalvin. But the draft parties are fun. Have a good time. Go crazy. Record. Make memories, because you never know. I made memories of Mike Evans. I still got videos when we drafted him.
Yeah.
Now look, future Hall of Famer who's probably going to retire a Buck, hopefully. I think
I'm pretty sure that's locked in. Him and Levante David, I'm pretty sure they will. Real quick, I did want to shout out Emily. She's in Alaska at the Air Force Base. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service. Greatly appreciated. And again, pretty soon you'll be back in Tampa, being able to check out the show. Oh, yeah, stay warm.
Stay warm. That's what I was going to say. Alaska, I'm cold by just hearing it.
Exactly.
Just hearing Alaska.
All right.
But I went to the draft party actually last year.
Oh, really? How was it?
It was phenomenal. It was good, and it was surprising. Everybody was sitting there just waiting, and you seeing these guys, and then you had the Will Levis train. I was on the Will Levis train at that time, and it was
that's a guy I was kind of mad because he was like all in his feelings because he who he reminded me of Geno Smith. I don't know if you guys remember when Geno Smith, everybody had picked Geno Smith to get picked in the first round. Geno Smith was in his feelings, and they had to beg him to come back for the second round when he got picked. It was just that kind of thing, that kind of energy. I'm just like, man, you know what?
Right, rubbed you the wrong way.
Yeah, so I think Will Levis is in a good spot where he's at. I think that he's an upgrade over Tannehill, and I think he'll be just fine.
Tannehill's overrated. I believe, we already know that, but
still looking for a job. He's still a free agent. No one's picked him up for a reason.
Exactly. And I know you guys hate her, but Miko Grimes was right about him. But, it's neither here nor there.
Let's not let her hear that.
Oh God, no! Please don't.
So, J-Lo, go ahead and I'll let you go ahead and finish up, man. Thank you so much. I really like what you're talking about here, and I could definitely see it. We know that Jason Light drafts in a vacuum, and he's like here. He's focused on what him and his head coach or his offensive coordinator want. But I really like how he makes these picks, and I like the fact that they have good talent evaluators like a John Spytek.
Exactly. Great guys.
No, I mean Jason Light. He's learned from his mistakes. He's gonna make honestly, no GM's perfect. You're gonna make certain picks are probably not gonna be the best fit or not work out here. But Jason Light's behalf, the last I'd say 3 or 4 years, he's made some pretty good picks. Especially in 2020, I mean, he hit a home run. He got Tristan Wirfs, he got Antonio Winfield Jr., Keyshawn Vaughn. We'll skip past that. But he's just a good evaluator. He's learned as he go. As far as that happens. But if you ask my opinion on Jason Light in the draft, I mean, this is going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be a fun time trying to figure out who is he really targeting. Because during the interviews, he's playing the guessing game, like, oh, yeah, we'll see, And you like that. That's what makes the draft so exciting because you don't know who you're going to get. It could be somebody we never would have thought of, like Elijah Canty last year. Like, we could take a linebacker out of NC State, Peyton Wilson. We could take him at linebacker, and I would be fine with that. You plug him in, even though I'm sold with, KJ Brett, JJ Russell, Savasi Dennis, but I trust Jason Light. Wherever he decides, whether we trade down or draft or make the pick, Trot Robinson, to me, he's an experimental edge rusher, but we take him at 26, I'll be happy. I'll be ready to go. You get, athletic guy who can learn.
Real quick, what are Chop Robinson's measurements? I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, how?
I mean, to me, I believe he's 6'3", 6'2", I believe. I don't know. He's a little bit taller than that. I'm sorry. But he ran, I believe, a 4.38, which is fast for his size. He can be a guy that can get in there. To me, he'd be a role player. You plug him in on third or even second down to get after the quarterback, and I'll be all for it. But I just wouldn't expect double-digit stats out of him because to me he's experimental. It just depends how you coach, how you can produce. If you were to take him, I'd be all for it because then on third down you got better chances of getting after the quarterback because he creates pressures. I believe he had 6, maybe 7 sacks, maybe less. I kind of glanced at it. He wasn't a double-digit sack guy, but he's got a great, movement and getting past offensive tackle, and getting after the quarterback. And, Todd Bowles, the one that drove him crazy was we had a blitz, a linebacker in to get pressure, and we played zone, which we were terrible at. So my thing is, if you're a believer in Chop Robinson, he can come in here and be a guy that's going to get pressure on the quarterback, especially on a Kirk Cousins who's got a bomb Achilles injury, he's coming back from. Then
what, this is really – and real quick, this is going to be really interesting. When you look at the we have Devin White, who's now in Philadelphia. I think the emphasis is on your front four. If you can get home with 4, you're going to alleviate so much pressure on the back end. Your linebackers, your safeties, your cornerbacks. If you're putting pressure on the quarterback, you're making their job that much more easier. So to me, it's going to be important. To me, I think as I'm looking at the Bucs defense, I think the most important position right now is edge, is who you're going to get pressure on the quarterback. I don't know if you guys agree with me here on that, but I mean, with the loss of a Shaq Barrett, with the loss of a Devin White, who to me, Devin White, he kind of regressed a little bit. And I felt like, I don't know, Devin White would go rogue on occasions and he wasn't a player that took care of his job. Do your job. I don't know if you watched my show last year. My whole concept was do your job. That's all you have to do. And this is a guy that was going out doing other things. So to me, when I look at this team, when I look at what they have right now, they have a lot of players in place. Again, we're not talking a whole lot about 50,000 watts. Savasier, we're going to get him in there. Yaya Diaby, I think, will get a lot more playing time. I really believe that they have the right player, the key players in place, and I really hope that they can address that on the defensive side. That the trenches, if you're getting home with 4, it's just going to make everybody's job that much easier. And
Exactly.
I want to get you guys' opinion. I'm going to start with you, Huncho, and then I'll go to J-Lo. You can go right after him.
Yeah, I just can't let the Devin White slide up out of there like that. So I'm gonna speak with Devin White and him going rogue. It's like you say, do your job. And I think the thing with Devin White was he had his coming in. He wanted to be one of the highest paid linebackers, and he was so focused on that. He gave us 2, I would say, good, solid, great years. And the thing with the NFL, you have to always get better. And it's some things he didn't. I don't think he put his all into his craft and coverage and getting off blocks, and that kind of hindered us. Yes, he's a great blitzer and he has phenomenal speed, but you have to have more than that, because if you see, as you've seen in some of those games, like against Baltimore, he was getting pushed 15 yards down the field and he couldn't get off the block. And the diva, another thing is your mentality and the diva mentality that he started to carry and right in under the Philadelphia Eagles post. That's not the prototypical type of guys that Jason Licht wants in his locker room. Get what I'm saying? AB got out of here. Those type of guys, they have to go. If that's your bravado, you have to go with that type of attitude. And I wish him the best and the success, and hopefully he improves. But yeah, it's a Bucs life. And far as defense, what was the question again? I'm sorry, Gene. I
was just talking about all these different players and saying that I really believe the Bucs need to address the trenches. You got to get home with 4.
Yeah,
I think
and definitely
that's ideal for this team to be successful this year.
Definitely. And as you've seen, I think that's one of the areas we have to improve in, because there was a lot of times we weren't getting home with 4, and then you would have to send a blitz with Devin White or whatever, and that's with Winfield, and you'll see sometimes it gets home, but then you leave yourself vulnerable at the same time. And if you could get home with 4 and hold up in coverage, you got, you know what I'm saying, you can make anything happen. And I'm pretty sure with the defenders that we have out there covering with Winfield in the back, you have to get home with 4 and make a quarterback uncomfortable. If you can do that with 4 guys, then Todd Bowles can really get in his bag and start to scheme things up and start calling crazy things that can confuse your quarterback. So I think that's one of the focuses, the focus for this year, and getting stronger in the trenches there, where you can rotate guys and hit home with 4.
All right, J-Lo.
Let's not forget, we got Jordan Whitehead back, guys.
Hey,
you got a guy who can blitz, he can make the hits, the tackles. And well said, Huncho and Gene. You got to get in the trenches. You got to get after the quarterback with the first 4 in there. Because if you get the first 4 after the quarterback and make his life a living hell, he's going to make mistakes. Yeah. Especially with our schedule we got coming here and going on the road. You need to go in the trenches. You got to get pressure on the quarterback on defense. And that's where I agree with you, Gene, Huncho, in the first, maybe even second round. Why not? You double dip. You go get a defensive lineman or an edge. You get that, you double dip, and there you go. You got your rotation guy and Randy Gregory, who got a chance to get after the quarterback. I mean, the fact is we cannot go zone again like we did last year, because we got butchered in the zone. Between Ryan Neal being a liability, at covering. I mean, all 3 of us can even say the man made us cringe. I'm like, oh my God, why is this guy in the game? What's going on? But then we had nobody else. Exactly. It was just him. So he even played linebacker. Yeah. We had that linebacker in one game in a rainy day against one of the worst teams in football. I mean, I'm glad he stepped up and played good at linebacker. But at the same time, he was a liability in coverage. So back to my point with being in the trenches, you got to get after the quarterback. to create more turnovers with our corners and safeties. And I feel with Jordan Whitehead reuniting with the defense where we were dominant from 19 to 21 to 22-ish, I feel like this defense is going to be much better. But you got to add a couple more pieces to the edge and trenches and the D line to get to the quarterback. And we got a defensive coach, so that's another thing that comes into play. The first couple of rounds, would you want to go defense? And I'll be all for it. Go give me a big D lineman. Go get an edge rusher as a rotational guy to rotate with Randy Gregory. And who knows what could happen if you add that in the defense we got.
Yeah. MK, this will get you kicked out of the chat right here, man. Stuff like this.
Get out of here with
that. I almost threw up in my mouth.
Man, you can't do that. You can't do that here. But I'm gonna let it slide because you did vote for me for president, but I'm not. But anyway,
Chris Baker's probably hunching a tree right now somewhere.
Yeah, or eating a Twinkie or something. But Huncho, I did want to go to you because I want to go into this next segment here, and I want to. We kind of talked about the defense, but I really want to get your perspective on this. And we'll start with free agency and work our way to the draft and get your ideas on what you feel the Bucs could do to make this better.
Yes, sir.
So that's you, Huncho. That's.
My bad. I couldn't quite hear. I didn't quite hear. I thought you were asking.
I was just saying. Yeah, I know you were.
Sorry,
you were talking about the defense and how to improve. I know this is the segment where you would kind of go in and explain this a little bit.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Do too much things. Okay. So pretty much what I was saying was important and how I see, because as you guys know, we had a defense together that won a Super Bowl, and we had some key clogs as far as Carlton Davis, and you had Devin White and Shaquille Barrett and
Vita Vea,
Ryan Neal. These guys that departed away from the team, and I feel like they played significant positions. And now that they're gone, I was trying to figure out what do we do to replace those key guys and still get the best production we can get available. So I took some different looks at different things, and we kind of spoke about some of these players early in the show. So with the loss of Shaq Barrett, you know what I'm saying, he was a sack specialist. He didn't have a good year last year, and as you see, we brought in Randy Gregory to play outside, and he can rotate and stuff like that. But I also wanted to see pretty much what we do in the draft with these high-end guys coming out. Is this the year of defensive ends coming out of the draft, or do we go and do something more so after the draft and get a big name in free agency? And I'm not too sure, but I would like to address it in the first round of the draft. We spoke about it earlier. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of took the icing off my cake a little piece, but you know what I'm saying? We spoke on it earlier, but I want to get you guys' opinion. I want to get you guys' opinion about that. And I also want to say the Devin White, his departure, and what will we do in that position? Do you draft or do you stay in-house with Kenny Britt and trust in him that he can KJ Britt, I believe, and you can take in his position, and do you roll with him? And also Carlton Davis and his loss, do we stay in-house with Zion McCollum? And we also signed the cornerback Taveri or something, I can't pronounce his name.
Oh, from Seattle, right?
No,
right.
From Houston.
Oh, Houston. Okay.
Taveri Thomas.
Okay.
Or do we go somewhere in the draft and pick someone like a Kool-Aid McKinstry, you know what I'm saying, from Alabama? And also with the Ryan Neal departure, we bought in Jordan Whitehead, but do you go and fill a need in for that? And those are significant, I feel like, key positions that we lost. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see which way do you feel about addressing that, and I wanted to hear everybody's opinions about that.
I do want to throw out there, my bad, Gene.
No, you're good. That's why I wanted you to go ahead.
Now about Huncho, how do you feel about Cooper DeJean from Iowa? I like this kid. He can play safety, corner, outside, inside. He could be a punt returner, an ultimate utility guy. if he were to be the 26th pick, how would you feel with Cooper DeJean from Iowa being the pick?
Sounds like he's a Swiss Army knife in the defense. And it depends if he at 26, if he's going to come in and make an immediate impact at those positions, then I'm down for it. I trust in Light, and I haven't really did too much looking at him. This is you telling me about it. So if he can come in and he can produce at those type of, I think that we really haven't had that kind of player on this team that we can use all around the board in the defense, up front and back like that. So if he was added, we'll see, but you can tell me more about him.
No, I'm telling you, this kid's versatile. He's probably going to be gone, but if he's available, okay, because to me, you got to go edge and D-line. But if the guys we're talking about are gone, Cooper DeJean somehow falls, I would take that pick in a heartbeat. Even if he's not a starter, but like you said, he could be a role player that could step in at a nickel position, even though we got Christian Ezian, and then you bring in Tavares Thomas from Houston, who's pretty much the nickel guy over there, and then you got Breece Hall on the outside corner, who can compete against a guy like Zion McCollum. Obviously, you're not going to bench Jamel Dean because we're paying him a lot of money for it. So it's a lot of depth there. I just thought I'd throw that out there with the Cooper DeJean.
So
yes, go ahead.
So Cooper, I heard you say if he's first round, he has to come in impact. That's just It's no more so of a sit and wait a year and come back in. I want immediate impact, and I feel like at that position with number one pick, it's a guy that I think you that can make an impact every down. If it's going to be first down, second down, third down, that's why I'm so high on defensive ends, because you have that opportunity each play to make a play, versus you going to draft a safety that high or cornerback, and you never know, you got to wait and splash, and that's how I feel about just that pick right there.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
No, you guys are perfect, man. This is great. This is really good. So I like what you're saying here, and to me, I'm a guy that's best player on the board. I look at where Tampa is. Tampa's got their cornerstones. You got your Vita Vea. You got Levante David. You got Antoine Winfield Jr. You got Kalijah Kancey, who's emerged as somebody that can really be a starter on a consistent basis. What's so beautiful about this is where you can put in players. You can plug and play. You get players that are they've got it up here. They can come in and do their job. You've got a solid defense. Right. And you don't need a Pro Bowler in every single position on your defense. You need guys that have it up here. And if a guy can come in and do his job and take care of business, then you're really putting this team in a good position.
Like Odessa Jackson, tons of Super Bowl.
There you go.
Probably wasn't a Pro Bowler, but the guy knew how to follow directions and he fit the role perfect.
Exactly.
What guy? I'm sorry. Who you said, J-Lo?
Odessa Jackson.
Dirty Jack.
Oh yeah. I
mean, like a role player.
Yeah.
Like you said. I mean, he doesn't have to be an all-pro, Pro Bowl guy, but go in there that fits the system and makes plays. That's all that matters.
Definitely.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate this. And I did real quick. I do want to go to the next segment because I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think it may take a little bit of time. So hope you guys have your Buccaneer hats on and your general manager hats on, because we're going to do what we call a Buccaneer draft. So how this works, and listeners, you can compete as well. We're going to have 10 picks per person, and it's any former player or current player on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers roster. We'll go first round and then second round, on down the line. So, I think we should do 7 if it's fair. If we're doing like an actual draft. We're doing like a draft, so we're going to be 7. So let me go ahead and clear this out here real quick. So what we're going to do here is so basically, these are all former or current players. They don't have to be, as long as they played for the Bucs, this is what we're going to do. You can draft them as long as they played for the Bucs. So what this is like like say for instance, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say your first pick, you want Derek Brooks. Whoever your first round pick is, that's who you give, and he's off the board. So it can be 7 anytime Bucks, and we'll go first round, second round, third round, on down. So what I'll do is everybody get a number in your head, and I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. You know what? I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you go first, Gene.
I'm going to go first. So basically, what we'll do is I'll make a pick, then everybody else will go after me, and let's kind of go from there. How's that?
I'm with it.
All right. Well,
Ooh, I love that sound, Gene. Play it again, bro. Run it back.
all right. With the first pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft, Gene Thomas is going to take Mike Evans.
I hate you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I got a question, Gene. One question, Gene.
Yeah.
So these are guys that was drafted by Tampa, or
They could have just played. They could be free as long as they were Bucks.
Okay.
Former Bucks.
Any former Bucks.
Okay.
So we'll do it that way. All right. So Huncho, I'm gonna let you go next.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. With the second overall pick.
Okay. Oh, you got the first round pick. Yeah, you got first round.
Okay, first round, second pick.
So yeah, first pick of the first. Everybody's going first round. Then the next one is second round.
Okay, my first pick, I'm gonna go with the GOAT himself, Tom Brady.
Oh, nice. That was good. I didn't even see that one coming. All right, J-Lo.
Man, I really hate y'all right now, but it's okay. I still love you anyway. With the third pick of the J-Lo pick of this fun draft we're doing, I'm going in the trenches. I'm taking Warren Sapp.
Damn you.
Big nine. Getting in y'all's heads. Let's go.
That's good. I was going there. I was going to go there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're smart.
All right.
You went with the GOAT. I can't blame you, but I'm going to go with the guys that get in your head.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so damn, that's my defense off the board. All right, so in the second round, my pick here, I'm taking Simeon Rice.
Oh, that's who I was.
I love it.
Let's go.
All right, Huncho.
With the second pick, I'm gonna take the Darrelle Revis.
Whoa, man. Okay. Oh my God, I love the pick. Okay.
Nice.
With the right coaching, he'll fit right in. Keyword right.
Exactly.
Coaching.
All right, you ready?
I'm the coach.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. With the next pick of the J-Lo pick, I'm taking. You know what? Give me Derek Brooks. Give me that side partner. Because I'm a defensive guy. Defense wins championships. So give me Derek Brooks, Simeon Rice. Let's have a reunion for the 0-2 championship, baby.
There you go. All right.
J-Lo, you son of a. I'm not. You know I was going him next.
Hey, Huncho, guess
Derek
what?
Brooks is off the board.
Come through, bro. Come through. You got Tom Brady, but I got two of the best defensive players.
You know I got that damn jersey. You know I got that damn throwback creamsicle jersey, and I was going to get Derek Brooks.
With the first pick in the third round, I'm taking Rondé Barber.
Oof. Fuck.
Okay, Gene.
All right. Okay, here we go.
With the third, I don't know, whatever pick in the third round, I'm going to go with. Oh, it's getting sticky.
Ooh.
I'm gonna protect the trenches. and I'm gonna go with Tristan Wirfs.
Oh wow!
Okay, Fat Boys, I love it. Bring it. Okay, so I guess
All right.
right? So with the third pick of the J-Lo roster, give me Joe Jaravicius.
Oh,
Wow,
Underrated receiver.
serious.
When the
Wow.
guy made plays when it was in the clutch. I'm going back to my teenage years. Y'all can judge me. I don't give a shit. Let's go.
oh wow! That was a good pick.
I
All
got one
right,
for you.
so
You better not say it, Gene. I promise you better not say it. Pick right here. I promise. I if I hear you even.
with the first pick in the fourth round, I am taking James Wilder.
Ooh. Good pick. Good
It's
pick.
close. That was close.
Good pick.
That's close.
All right, Huncho.
My fourth round pick is 40 Big Mike All-Star A-Train, baby.
Oh,
Let's go.
damn it. Good pick. Good pick.
That was a real good pick.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'm up again. With the fourth pick of the Jill's roster, give me Rob Gronkowski.
I like that. I like where
I
you're
don't
going
even
with
need a
that.
quarterback. You put my man tight end, he'll make everything happen.
I like
Go.
that. But he only wants to play with Brady, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, he gonna play against Brady on your roster. So go ahead.
All right. So I guess it's back up to me, and I got to hurry up here. So,
I think you're in your fifth pick now, right?
fifth, and the first pick in the fifth round, I'm taking Aqib Talib.
Ooh.
Okay. I like that one. Gun in hand. I like that one. Okay.
All right.
My fifth round pick will be no other than Julio Jones.
Oh,
I like that.
okay. Rivalry, I like it.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna need a quarterback, so I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm gonna take Big Brad Johnson, baby. Our first quarterback to win us a Super Bowl. Give me Brad Johnson to you go Joe Jaravicius.
All right.
I'm going a little 0-2 here. My bad, fellas, but to me, that
I
was
see,
the best
man.
roster.
I see it's looking.
Let's go.
You got,
0-2.
0-2 roster was probably the best roster, and I'll argue with anybody this day. You want to talk about our defense? You give me how many players are in the Hall of Fame in your defense compared to ours. That's all I
We
got.
definitely should do 10, Gene. We definitely
There you
should do
go.
10. I like this. We definitely should do 10.
we could do 10, right? I don't have a problem. I just kind of kept it like the draft, but yeah, we could do 10. I'm good with that. So I guess I'm up.
Yes, sir. Sixth pick.
With the first pick in the sixth round, I am going to take Vita Vea.
Okay.
All right, and Huncho, you ready?
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna take in the sixth round. I'm gonna ride with my boy. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But I'm gonna take John Lynch.
Nice pick.
I totally forgot he was available. Oh my goodness. How silly of me. Good pick.
All right.
All right, so I guess I'm up. So I got my quarterback, I got my receiver, I got my defensive guys, and I got my tight end. So let me get another big guy in there. Let me get LeGarrette Blunt at running back.
Forgot about him.
Fire that Blunt up, baby. Let's go.
I like that. I like that.
That was a nice pick right there.
Good.
All right. So
We're at 7, I think now.
Yeah, we're at 7. The first pick in the 7th round, I'm taking quarterback Doug Williams.
Oh, I know it's coming. It's good. It's good.
So, Huncho, that means you don't have a quarterback. What's going on, buddy? Are you?
I got Brady.
Oh, my
Oh,
bad.
we got Brady.
My bad.
Relax. Yes.
Go ahead, Huncho.
So I'm gonna go here. Rest in peace. I'm gonna pair him up next to Julio Jones. I'm going with Vincent Jackson.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice pick. Very. I was gonna pick him too, Nets, but it's okay because when one's gone, R.I.P. Vincent Jackson. I'm gonna go with.
Hold on.
Oh, cue the music. There we go. I'm gonna go with Chris Godwin. I'm gonna pair him.
Nice.
I'm gonna pair him up with Joe Chris. 2 clutch players.
I love him.
All right, so we're through 7. I guess we're gonna keep this moving here.
Run
We're
it.
gonna go to 10. Hold on, I got that on the wrong. All right. So here's my pick here. I'm going to take Warwick Dunn.
That's a good one. I was gonna go with him. I like that.
God bless him and what he's done in the community.
God bless him.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I guess we're ready for you, Huncho.
Oh man, you give me such a chip right now.
Man, you just made me go blank. I just went blank. Wow, I just went blank. But who was I gonna get? I got 2 minutes. No, all right. I'm gonna go. Wait, who was it? Well,
Go kicker. There's a Roberto Aguero still on the board.
I'm
Juan
gonna
Alexander
go
still on the board.
with. Okay, here it goes. I'm gonna go with Levante David.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Well, I'm ready for my pick, Gene. So cue the music, brother. I got you. But the next pick is an underrated corner. Going back to my 0-2 roots. Brian Kelly, interception machine, underrated player who made a lot of plays when he was healthy.
Nice. All right. Well, guys, I'm shocked that you didn't pick him up, and I'm shocked that I didn't pick him up sooner.
It better not be him.
So, first pick in the 9th round, I'm taking Leroy Selman.
Oh, alrighty.
R.I.P.
My trenches are gonna. Hey, I'm telling you what. All right, and we get you in for 9.
I hope Huncho doesn't pick my player. Don't pick him, Huncho.
I think he is. Huncho, you ready? Here we go.
My 9th overall pick, I'm going to stay on defense, and I'm going to go with Antoine Winfield Jr.
Ooh, how did we miss that, man?
I know, right? What are you guys doing?
This guy. So many people. But I got my Nets one up. And with that being said, cue the music, Gene. With the Nets pick, I'm going to put somebody that's a Warren 7. I'm taking the Namaka Sue. I'm taking Bane over Batman. You put one bad guy.
I'm just thinking.
And you put another guy another bad guy in the trenches. So go ahead, Mr. Tom Brady. Go ahead, Mr. Doug Williams. Good luck. Nets. This is fun, Gene.
That was good. That was a good pick.
This is the best for last. Come on.
All right, because I've been heavy on offense, and I think I am going to stay on offense here.
You getting Josh Freeman?
I am taking Kevin House.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Trent Dilfer's still available if you guys want him.
Wow.
Who?
With my 10th and final selection, cue the music, Gene. I'm going to go with JPP.
There you go. That was a nice pick.
Are you down with JPP? Yeah, you know me.
Exactly.
You better be.
Oh my god. Tough last pick. Mr. Irrelevant. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? With that being said, give me the MVP of the 02 Super Bowl, Dexter Jackson.
Dirty
Yeah,
Jack.
He might as well just get the whole 02 team, man, at this point.
He got
And
Dirty Jack in there.
I got LeGarrette Blunt. Don't be like that, man.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm gonna go down the list. I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top here. J-Lo has Warren Sapp number 1 for his first round pick. Derek Brooks 2nd round. Joe Jaravicious 3rd round. Gronk 4th round. Brad Johnson 5th round. LeGarrette Blunt 6th round. Chris Godwin 7. Brian Kelly 8. And Ndamukong Suh 9. And then of course my man Dirty Jack got him going in number 10. I like it.
I like that, J-Lo. I like that. I ain't going to
All right.
No cap.
And then Huncho, Tom Brady for the first pick. Darrelle Revis, Tristan Wirfs,
Jetsy.
Mike Allstott, Julio Jones, John Lynch, Vincent Jackson, Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr., and JPP. Yeah, I think you got some really good picks there. I
feel stupid that I didn't take Antoine Winfield Jr. a lot sooner. The teenage years got to my head,
and I screwed up and didn't take Ali Marpet like I should have.
We're so mean with fat boys, man. We didn't take too many fat boys.
Wow. Yeah. I'm mad I didn't get Ryan Jensen.
Exactly. I miss Ryan Jensen too. All right. So I got Mike Evans at Simeon Rice, Rondé Barber. I got James Wilder, Aqib Talib, Vita Vea, Doug Williams, Warwick Dunn, Leroy Selman, and I got Kevin House.
You got some motherfuckers.
I'm telling you, like, if the fans are listening, y'all should pick who had the best Bucs fantasy draft. We won't judge. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's all in fun here.
It's all fun. Like I said, I mean, that's
this was a lot of fun. I want to do this again.
Right. I'll take any one of those teams. I'll take any one of those teams for real.
I'm telling you, lethal, man.
So we'll see. MK, thank you for that. Shooter in the Stash, of course, my guy. One of the best artists out there, one of the best cartoonists out there. Shooter in the Stash. No Quan Alexander. So let me go through some of the chat here. And guys, please jump in here and let me know what you thought and who had the best draft picks, and if anything, or just leave it in the chat or something like that. This is a lot of fun. And Shooter.
Remember memories as a Bucs fan, man. We had a lot of good players on the team, man.
So Bud Cannibalist, he picked Allstott first. You got Brooks, Evans 3rd, Sapp, BJ, Barber, Winfield Jr.
That's a good pick.
Nice little round out. He put everybody. He got a little bit of everybody.
Yeah. So Allstott was his first overall pick.
A-Train. Choo-choo. Oh, mind you, Mike Allstott is still built like a horse, so don't get in a fight with him. He probably puts you in the hospital.
Oh yeah, man. I actually got a picture with him in Germany. It's kind of cool.
I got a picture of him last year at Sam's Club, and the man still looks like he can freaking throw down or carry the ball a little bit, man.
Oh, and before we go, I did want to talk about my arch enemies, the Atlanta Falcons. And J-Lo, I don't know if you want to touch on that. You had dropped that article about something happening to the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh yeah, that Matt Ryan guy, right? That guy who,
Or maybe it was about Kirk Cousins. I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Atlanta's
oh yeah,
doing.
even Kirk Cousins. That's right. I forgot the tampering, the whole tampering thing, to where they might lose some draft picks. Oh, who would have thought? And then, Gene, I thought about you with Matt Ryan retiring today officially as an Atlanta hater. I'm right with you. I
Gene
like
takes
Atlanta
content.
hater. The man retired, so
He
yeah.
should have retired on March 28th. That would have been
I,
perfect for
I
him.
know you were pushing for it. You were talking about it, I think a couple pods ago, saying just retire on 328 and go out, into the sunset as, I guess a quarterback. I don't know what to really call you, but yeah, Atlanta, they're in some trouble right now with some tampering over Kirk Cousins, which, I don't know.
Of all the players.
I mean, tampering over a guy who's almost 40, he's at what, 37, torn Achilles tendon. We don't know how he's gonna be able to play, because some people defend him saying, "Oh, he could throw in the pocket." Okay, what happens if he hits wrong? What's he gonna do? Fall down and grab his Achilles like Aaron Rodgers? That's why I'll go with the Baker Mayfield. Okay,
Yeah,
29, got plenty of football left in him. Then over a guy who showed some flashes. Okay, Kirk Cousins showed some flashes. Sadly, with the, you like that bullshit he put out there. But then again, how many big games do you really want, big guy?
Exactly. That's my whole thing, man. It's just crazy. And these were all unnecessary things that occurred. So again, this is like when they were piping music in and trying to make it sound louder than it really was at the stadium, and they got in trouble for that. They always do some stupid shit, but that's Atlanta for you.
It's Atlanta, man. That's what they do, man. They can't win the big one. They banned 2 Super Bowls, 0-2. They blew it against Tom Brady. And they probably were pissed when we brought him in, and then we did it again. 2020, down by 3 scores, and we come back and beat them in their house. Okay. At the end of the day, Atlanta will be Atlanta. Carolina, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Davey Boy's gonna have a fun ride for a couple of years. He'll probably get canned.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. I'll go on an apology tour like you have, Gene, and apologize to the man for doubting him, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think with Liam Cohen, we got to upgrade over Dave Canales. That's just
Of course.
I just don't think Dave Canales, considering what we have now versus what we had, and the fact that he refused to he refused to change. He was trying to force this square peg in a round hole. So
right,
one of those things. So guys, what do you think? We should do this again. We got to get Tones on here. I think more. We have more people. I think it'll be a lot more fun.
Most definitely. I actually seen somebody comment and they said we should do a Bucks worst draft, and I think that'll be crazy too.
Oh, bro, that would be too easy.
I'll get my first pick right now if you want to ask me.
Robert Aguayo.
No, man. Give me Chris Baker, or give me what's his name, Keanu Walker. I got some names for days like anybody else does, like you do.
I'm taking Vernon Hargraves probably. It's my first.
I'm taking Savvy Piscatelli.
Oh, Savvy the Toast.
Hey, come on, man. Leave Tino San Martin, whatever his name is, alone. It's a real wrestling name he got going. I'm just nah. It didn't pan out for him either. I mean, there's some names out there, man. I just shake my head. I'm like, oh god.
I'm ready.
Hey, okay, well, I'll talk with Tones. I think we should do the worst. We should do the worst next time.
We held it down for you, Tones, as we always do.
All right, guys. Well, I can't believe we've been on here over an hour, but I know everybody wants to get back to what they were doing. Huncho, thank you so much for being on, hanging out with us, and giving your knowledge and insight, man. Greatly appreciated. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, and just get your final thoughts.
Yeah, you can reach me at on Twitter, the Bird, no X, at I think it's just bought one more. And you can follow me if you follow Buccateers, you can catch me on there. Yeah, and I love the addition of Eugene and your bright ideas, and you're bringing more segments to the show. It's much needed and refreshing, and I'm glad that you're a part of the team. J-Lo, I love the way that you can just keep it going, and you always have the perfect answer to every question. Like you can't. I never seen you have a wrong answer. So yeah, and I love you guys the continuity. And I feel like the more shows we do, the better we'll get. And I appreciate all the fans for sticking around and watching us grow.
All right, J-Lo.
First and foremost, thank you, Huncho. I love being part of the team. Thank you to Gene for holding the fort down, spreading his knowledge of the game and podcasting and football at most. You know, we got a great group of guys here, man. We love our team. We love talking football. And like Gene says, you can follow us. We'll follow you. I believe we got another episode coming out, you know, sometime tomorrow or definitely later this week on the drive when we get Mr. Tones back in action.
Come on, brother. Come back.
Out, Tones. We do this for you, brother. Thank you for being part of the group, making us part of the team, and we can't wait to talk football with you, brother. Go Bucs.
Yes, sir. Love you.
All right. And I want to thank you guys. You guys do an amazing job, but I do want to thank the listeners, everybody who took time to step in here and, you know, kind of give their thoughts. My man, Shooty Shoots for Shooter in the Stash, David Villanueva, Bud Cannabis, of course. Bud's always in here giving his insight. Giovanni, make sure you let us know how the draft goes. And of course, MK, thank you, MK, for contributing your thoughts here. Emily Compa, you know, thank you for all that you do. And stay warm there in Alaska. And let's see, Corey Fleming, Bud's, let's see, Jonas Steckler. And I think I got Christopher Cole, of course, Christopher Cole, old school Cole. That's great. So, guys, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. TB Long 13, thank you. If I didn't mention your name, thank you guys, everybody, for really getting in here and helping us enjoy this. And again, we'll be doing this again. We'll definitely keep you informed. We're trying to keep Monday open. Definitely Monday and Saturday. It sounds like there will be a show on Saturday when Tones is back as well. You know, and sometimes we will get Thursdays if we have a special guest or something like that. We'll get we'll get something popping on Thursday, but we'll definitely try to get you more content out here and have some fun with this. But anyway, guys, that's it for us. We are out of here, and everybody, you have a great night. Peace.